Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and welcome back to another video here on the Poke Central Network. Today, I am going to be exploring the different ways that you can actually shiny hunt inside the Pixelmon mod. So I've never really done a video where I actually try to go after shinies. Any shiny I've found has been completely random, and that is the case for most shinies in Pixelmon. But I wanted to explore any different methods that we can do to increase our chances at finding shiny Pokemon, because I feel like that'll be pretty useful for people that are interested in getting them without using something like gems to modify their Pokemon. So I have a bunch of tips in this video, suggestions for you guys to try out. Of course, if you do enjoy Pixelmon and you enjoy playing on the Poke Central server, try these things out for yourself. It might work better for you, it might work worse for you. I don't really know. There's still a lot of RNG involved, even if some of these things help. It's still pretty random, so they might not be perfect, but the goal is to get at least one shiny in this video using the different methods. So the first thing I will say is, number one, we need to get ourselves a shiny charm. So for the sake of this video, I am actually going to just give myself a shiny charm, but if you don't know, you can get a shiny charm by completing your Pokedex. So if you press I, you'll actually be able to see what percentage you have completed of your Pokedex, as well as what specific Pokemon you have caught already and which ones you're missing. If you complete the entire Pokedex 100%, which is actually a pretty massive accomplishment considering you need to get all the legendary Pokemon as well, highly recommend working with other players because you don't need to actually own the Pokemon forever in order for them to be registered in your Pokedex. You just need to have had them at least once, just for a second, and it will be registered. So I highly recommend work with your friends, work with other people on the server, get your Pokedex completed, and that actually gives you a shiny charm. Now, what does the shiny charm do? It's actually pretty straightforward. It just doubles the chance of you encountering a shiny Pokemon. It makes them twice as common. So because I don't want to have to spend about 40 hours trying to finish my Pokedex, I actually just went ahead and gave myself a shiny charm for the sake of this video. But like I said, you'll have to complete your Pokedex and then you'll be able to get one. It should show up right here. You can turn it on and off. Don't really know why you'd ever turn it off, but that's how it works. So that actually just doubled our chances instantly. And there's two different methods that I have for shiny hunting. Number one is the external move called Sweet Scent. The way that it actually works is by summoning a random Pokemon from your biome around you. So it's completely random. You don't know what Pokemon you're going to get, but it does allow you to basically spawn a Pokemon next to you, which has the same chance of being shiny as any natural wild spawn. The only other method that I know of currently to actively shiny hunt would be, I guess there's technically two other ones. Number one would be fishing. Works pretty much the same way as Sweet Scent. It spawns in a Pokemon for you, which has the same chance of being shiny as a natural wild spawning Pokemon. The other method would be to load and unload areas. So if you teleport to an area, it will load in all the chunks and spawn in a bunch of Pokemon. If you teleport to a new area, it will actually unload those old chunks, load the new chunks you enter into, spawn a whole set of Pokemon there, which actually is probably the best way to get shinies because you can kind of make 10, 15, 20 Pokemon all spawn in almost immediately. Not quite as good as shiny hunting with Sweet Scent or fishing because you can guarantee to instantly spawn a Pokemon every few seconds. And the spawning on the server works in a weird way, so you might not have much luck with loading and unloading areas, but it's definitely worth checking out if you're playing on the server and you want to try to increase your chances. So we got our shiny charm. We actually have the ability to spawn in Pokemon using Sweet Scent, which is an external move. I'll show you guys that here in a minute. We also have fishing, which is an optional method. We don't have a super rod right now, but we can actually get one by visiting the beach. So if you want to get a super rod for yourself, all you need to do is actually defeat Eddie. Eddie is an NPC down here. He's in spawn. He's just to the left of the spawn ship if you're coming off of it. And then you head down here into the water and out there. That is Eddie right there. So there are a ton of Pokemon that learn the move Sweet Scent: Bulbasaur, its evolution line Oddish, Bellsprout, Chikorita, Teddiursa, Surskit, Mawile. There's a whole bunch of them. That's not even half, but we should be able to find some of those Pokemon just by searching in our PC. I believe we actually have a couple of Venusaurs in here. Do we actually have... Oh, yeah, let's just go with a Venusaur. We'll actually grab both of these. Oh, am I not able to do that? What's going on? Okay, let me move some Pokemon out of the way here first, and then try that again. All right, so we got a Venusaur. Grab him, put him down here, and then we need to actually check Ender Chest for Relic Gold, and we need to go relearn the move over at the Move Relearner and test this out. All right, so Venusaur can learn Sweet Scent. Let's go ahead and teach him that. Let's go ahead and teach the other Venusaur as well. Oh, that's Sleep Powder. Don't want to learn that. Sweet Scent. Does he already know it? Since it's not in here, I think he already knows it. All right, so let's check moves, Sweet Scent, and Sweet Scent. Okay, that is perfect. Let's head on to our island and test this out. So if we just toss him out, should be able to use our external moves, Sweet Scent, G, and that will randomly spawn a Pokemon. So I believe this Pokemon is completely random, though I could be wrong. I do have the wiki opened up, and it's a bit weird. So it does seem like there are specific Pokemon that can spawn through this method, which means there's only a certain amount that you can actually shiny hunt for using it. I do know that Sweet Scent is being reworked in the next update of Pixelmon. I talked a little bit about that in a previous video. I'll have it actually in the little eye icon in the top right if you want to check out more information on the new external moves that are coming to the mod. But we can see it does spawn a Pokemon. If we run from this battle, and then we toss him out again, what is the actual cooldown on that? I mean, we can already use it. Let's see, if we run again, immediately, toss him out, and, all right, so it does have a bit of a cooldown. You can see the little icon. The cooldown's not that bad, and honestly, I think because we have 2 Venusaurs, and the cooldowns are separate per Venusaur, we can pretty much just do this infinitely until we get shinies. It seems like it's pretty quick, and you could even get 3 just to be sure that you're not waiting at all, because I feel like it's probably possible. Yeah, see right there, we had a little bit of cooldown left there. So it wasn't immediate, and now, there we go. Okay, so that's pretty quick. That can get you a Zubat. It seems like whatever biome I'm in, currently Plains, spawns Zubats, but looking at the Wikipedia, there is a ton of different Pokemon, one for pretty much every biome. Like, we could go to Jungle and farm for Axew. We could go to, actually, Freezing Mountains and farm for Alolan Sandshrew. That could be really cool. We could go to Savannah and farm for Scythers. And then, like I said, in the next update, all of this might change, so you might be able to actually shiny hunt for any Pokemon. But as far as I'm aware, the Pokemon that spawn from shiny hunt have the same rate of being shiny as just a natural wild spawn. So you can just sit there, you can farm with a couple of Pokemon that know Sweet Scent. And I feel like that's probably the faster method over fishing, because fishing, you have to cast, you have to wait for the Pokemon to actually bite, and then you have to have the timing correct to where, oh, you get a enchanted book. Efficiency, wow. I mean, that's pretty cool. But I didn't actually want it. You have, I guess, chances to get things that aren't even Pokemon with fishing, and then it takes a while sometimes. But it's not the worst method ever. You could definitely do it for certain Pokemon that only spawn in the ocean. And actually, I'm pretty sure you can actually do lava fishing as well. So there's a whole nother set of Pokemon that you could shiny hunt using the Super Rod. But for the sake of this video, I want to find the fastest way to get any shiny Pokemon. And I feel like with that in mind, Sweet Scent is probably a little bit quicker than the Super Rods. Now, we have our Shiny Charm, which cuts the shiny rate in half, meaning they're twice as common, but we also have what is called a booster here on the server. These aren't available currently for sale, but they may be soon in the future. I have plans of bringing them to the shop, but I've been activating them randomly on the servers for the last week or so, just to test things out, make sure they aren't insanely overpowered, and just to have a little bit of fun before we start selling them to players. But for now, we can actually go ahead, type /booster, and we can activate a shiny booster. The way that this actually works is it guarantees 3 shiny spawns, but it also triples shiny rates for the entire server. So every single player on the server has triple shiny rate. Now, I don't know the exact specifics on how it works in regards to the shiny charm plus the shiny booster and on individual players. It's a lot of really complicated stuff going on, but if I had to guess, I would say that first you would cut the rate in half using your shiny charm. So it would take it from whatever the default rate, I think it's like 8,000 down to 4,000, so 1 in 4,000, and then you take the shiny booster and you'd incorporate that from that 4,000 divided by 3 because you're getting 3 times the rate, so it's 1 in 1,333 at that point, which is probably the best rates you can actually get at this time, which, I mean, honestly, that's not that bad. 1 in 1,333. It will still take a long time to get a shiny, but it's a lot better than 1 in 8,000. And if you use Sweet Scent with 2 Pokemon, you can spawn a new Pokemon every few seconds. I don't know. It might be a terrible method. It might not be that great. You might be better off just waiting for them to randomly spawn on you. But I really wanted to check out and just see if there was a way of shiny hunting currently implemented into Pixelmon. I know it's something that's been missing for a long time for a lot of players, but kind of feel like with this method, you might actually have some luck. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to throw out my Venusaur. I'm going to switch over to Sweet Scent. I'm going to activate the move, and we are going to summon ourselves in some wild Pokemon, which in this case, since we're in a jungle biome, that means that we're going to get all of the different evolutions of Butterfree. So Butterfree, Metapod, and Caterpie should be the only Pokemon we find. I know it's not the greatest shiny, but it's not terrible. And for the sake of this method, I feel like it should work out pretty well. So we'll just keep doing that until we get a shiny to spawn, or 3 weeks has passed and I have died of starvation from just sitting here attempting to find shiny Pokemon. Looks like we actually have a chance of getting a Venomoth as well. So there's a couple of different options that could end up happening if a shiny does in fact spawn. Now I haven't activated the booster yet, but we're going to see if we can actually get a shiny within a single shiny booster. No idea if it's going to work, but a shiny booster lasts for 60 minutes, so I'm really hoping that we're actually able to get a shiny in that time. All right, well, I'm going to activate the booster and start this shiny hunting method. We'll see how long it takes. I'll keep an eye on the clock, and I'll let you guys know how long it actually takes me to get a shiny, if we even get one, because I can only do this for so long, but I'll try my best. Hopefully we do actually manage to get one, because this would be a pretty cool way to get a certain shiny Pokemon. And the great thing is, it doesn't actually give you the ability to shiny hunt every single Pokemon in the mod. That means some shinies will still remain really valuable, even if this is a really good way of shiny hunting specific ones like Butterfree, which probably doesn't have that much value anyways. But with that being said, let's go ahead, activate the booster, the shiny booster. There we go. And let's just start shiny hunting. We just got to run from the battle each time. If it's not a shiny, we'll swap over to the other Venusaur, activate Sweet Scent again. Oh, we can actually get an Axew. Okay, that's going to be pretty cool. I really actually want a shiny Axew. That would probably be the best one we can get. But with that being said, let's go ahead and activate that again. So it seems like there is a little bit of an issue with being able to activate it right as the animation for the cooldown goes away. And if you're swapping between multiple Pokemon, there's a little bit of visual glitches with the cooldown animation anyways, like as it's going down the icon in the top right. It doesn't really work perfectly, but that's, you know what, that's okay. It seems like we're doing pretty good so far. Still no shiny, but we've only fought about 5 Pokemon. I am going to continue doing this. I'm not going to make you listen to me the entire time because it could be well over an hour, but I'm going to try my best, and we are going to see if we can actually get one. All right, guys, so we did end up actually getting ourselves a shiny Pokemon, which confirms this method. It means it does work. It is possible. So the only question is, would I recommend it, and do I think that it's actually worth the time? So number one, it really just depends on what shinies you want, because there's only a set amount that you can hunt with this method. And the second thing is, do you want to spend a couple of hours getting this Pokemon? Because it will take probably at least a couple. So even with the shiny charm as well as a booster activated, meaning we're getting pretty significant increased rates, it still took 2 entire boosters, about an hour and a half of actual playtime in order to get this shiny Pokemon. There are a couple things you could do to make it a little more efficient. For example, I was actually waiting on the cooldown for my Sweet Scent pretty frequently, pretty much between every second battle. So I would use first Venusaur, second Venusaur, and then when I went back to use the first Venusaur again, pretty much every time Sweet Scent would have a cooldown still. So I would highly recommend, if you are considering doing this, number one, wait for a booster to be active, get your shiny charm, which means you have to complete your Pokedex, and then bring at least 3 or 4 Pokemon that have Sweet Scent so that you can avoid those cooldowns, and make sure that if you are doing it, you really want one of the shiny Pokemon from the list over on the Pixelmon wiki. I'll have it linked down in the description so you can check it out. It might change with the new Pixelmon update, which should be released sometime in the future, hopefully soon, but I don't know exact dates on that. But if it does change, I'll make sure to let you guys know. Now, the other way of shiny hunting through like the fishing rod, that could also work for specific Pokemon, and it could work out pretty well. I'd highly recommend checking it out yourself. I don't have the time to sit here for the next 2 hours and just fish constantly and hope that I get a shiny, but this does confirm shiny hunting in Pixelmon is actually possible. If I were to try to get a shiny Venonat without actually using this method, it probably would take me a pretty long time, especially if I want a specific shiny, because then you're just out of luck. Like, the chances of one spawning are pretty much none. With shinies in Pixelmon, it's really just RNG, completely random. Usually you're doing something else, not looking for shinies, and they just spawn in. So I can't really give you a yes or no on if I would recommend it. I definitely don't recommend it unless there is a booster active and you already have your shiny charm, because it will take you absolutely insane amounts of time to actually get these shiny Pokemon. And I don't recommend it unless there is a very specific shiny that you want. But I will keep you guys updated with the latest version of Pixelmon when it's released. I'll let you know if there are any changes. And of course, if you want to follow along with the Pixelmon updates, get news and announcements, make sure to subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I am actually going to go ahead and end this video here because I spent a very long time trying to get this Venonat. It's not even that great of a Venonat. We can check out the IVs actually. IVs 3. It is a 48% Venonat. So no guarantee, even if you get the shiny, that it ends up being a good one. So if you want me to go through and try to find some other things that we can check out in game, for example, this video, we covered shiny hunting, but if there's anything else you want me to cover in future videos, let me know down in the comment section below. Is 2 hours worth it for a shiny Venonat? Probably not, but it's up to you guys to decide that for yourself. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.